Hey everyone, today I'm starting a new series on this channel called 5 on 10. On the 10th of every month I'll be talking about 5 things I either really like or don't like. I won't necessarily be a ranked top 5, although some of them will for sure be that. But most of the time it'll just be 5 things in no particular order. For this first episode, I want to talk about 5 underrated video games with great soundtracks. So, let's get started.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's 5 on 10.
Yeah. Alright, let's start with number 5. Super Mario Land for the Nintendo Game Boy.
Okay, so I know what you're thinking. How can a game featuring the mascot of all video games be underrated? Well, I'll tell you, I never hear or see anyone really talking about Super Mario Land. Most people either talk about any other Mario game out there, or if they're going to talk about the Game Boy Marios, they'll talk about Mario Land 2, 6 Golden Coins. No one really mentions the first one. See, this is a game that brought Mario to handheld gaming. It deserves some recognition, especially because its soundtrack is just a straight bop.
Number 4. Dark Cloud for the PlayStation 2.
This hidden PS2 gem is half RPG dungeon crawler, half town builder, and it features a good story with a great soundtrack. You control the main character Tone as he travels the world exploring dungeons to gather pieces of destroyed towns, and then you get to rebuild the towns with those pieces wherever you like. It's a lot of fun and includes some great locations and characters to meet along the way. And again, the soundtrack, it's so good. It's so good.
Next up, in spot number 3, we have Bomberman Hero for the Nintendo 64.
When people think of Bomberman, they usually think about fun, explosive, 4-player games. However, Bomberman Hero is strictly a single-player game. There's no multiplayer mode included at all. This allowed the team behind the game to focus primarily on story as well as the gameplay, which turned into an action platformer instead of the Bomberman on a grid we all know and love. In Hero, he can jump, he can swim, he can fly, and he can snowboard. The OST for the game has some great techno-inspired tracks in it that really have gone underappreciated by many over the years, as well as the game itself. Personally, I would love for a remake of this game or any of the Bomberman N64 games for the Nintendo Switch.
Number 2, close to the end. Number 2 on this list goes to Gravity Rush for the PlayStation Vita and PlayStation 4.
Just being a Vita game already makes this one underrated. However, it does have its fans and a pretty decent following, enough to warrant a Gravity Rush 2 on PS4. However, in the large scheme of things, Gravity Rush is fairly overlooked by most PlayStation owners, and it's a shame. The gameplay is tons of fun, the story is interesting, and it's presented in a superhero comic book-like style. And the music, man, the music is just phenomenal. It boosts this very jazzy French type of music that is just wonderful to the ears. They even created their own language using gibberish that sounds like some kind of mixture of Japanese and French. Please, I beg you, if you have the chance to play this game, do it, or at the very least just listen to the soundtrack.
Alright, here we are, number 1. We made it to number 1. In my opinion, one of the most underrated games with a great soundtrack is none other than Astrobot Rescue Mission for the PlayStation VR.
Considering not many people overall own a PSVR, I'd be willing to say that even less people have had the privilege to play this adorable little platformer. It was originally used to test out the functionality of the PlayStation VR and was also a packing game at one point. It showcases the VR perfectly. It's immersive and the platform is excellent, and it's the most fun I've had with VR still after all this time. A huge part of that is also dedicated to its soundtrack, which is just a blast to listen to. It was a no-brainer for me to put this game at number 1 on the list. More people need to play it, and with Astro's Playroom being a pack-in for the PS5 in just a couple days, I hope more people check out and love this wonderful new series. And that's all for this list. Thanks so much for watching the first episode of 5 on 10. We'll be back next month with another great list, so please subscribe and hit that notification bell to know when the next video is up. Thanks again, and see you next time.